Now, if you're running a small business and you have an email address and it looks something like these two that we see on the back of these vans here, and tragically I see this all the time in the UK where someone has a business, a proper named business like you can see here, and they go and use an at Outlook, at Gmail, at Yahoo.com, or even back in the day at AOL.com email address. It's so unprofessional. It doesn't breed confidence at all in your services. What you need is a professional email address, and I'm going to show you exactly where you can get one and get one set up even if you're not a very technical person at all. So this is Neo. Now Neo provide professional email addresses, domains, and also even a website that you can set up really easily. And let's be honest, in many cases, if you are running a small business or you're a tradesman, then you're not really going to be into this side at all. The setting up of websites and domain names is horribly complicated to you. So you're going to love this because this is very simple and easy. And why is it important to have that professional email address? Well, it says right here, customers are 9 times more likely to choose you if you have a business email address, and it adds credibility to your brand and it solidifies your online presence. It says you're a proper business and you take your business seriously is what it does. So with Neo, all we need to do is we can just sign up for free. Now, if you use my link underneath, should you wish to go onto one of their paid plans, you'll get a discount, and it's very inexpensive. So the first thing we need to do to just go and set up our domain is we can just put in the domain name we want, and then we'll do a search for it. Now, it might not always be available, but don't worry, they'll give you some other suggestions and you can keep trying until you get the one that you think is best for you. I advise not using dashes in your domain names, and don't have 2 letters the same together, like 2 R's or 2 S's or anything like that, where one word ends and then the other one starts, because that makes it, again, a little confusing for people to see on the back of your vehicle or on the front of your shop and then remember and type it in correctly. Now, if you already own a domain but you've just never hooked it up to your email and everything, then you can just click on here where it says use a domain I own and then go ahead and enter it in there. But I'm just going to type in a domain that I want. I'm going to put in Dave's Digital Agency and then do a search, and then there we go. We've got davesdigitalagency.co.site, so a nice professional, easy to remember domain name. And then I'm going to click use this domain, and you get this free for the first year if you purchase a yearly plan with Neo. So let's click use this domain, and then I'll enter in my details and I'll see you on the other side. So now I've entered my details, my basic details. All I need to do is just choose a username for my email address, and you would want something like sales or info is a very common one, or inquiries, although I don't like that one so much because you're relying on people spelling it correctly. So I'm just going to put in sales for this demonstration. Then we just need to choose a password for the mailbox, because you're going to be able to access all of your email all within this Neo, which makes it nice and easy. And they've even got an AI email writer for you as well. So I'll choose a password. There we go. And then we can just click create mailbox, and we've got our first one. Now, if you've got team members, if you've got other people who work for you and you want different emails for different people, you can go ahead and set that up right here and add the next person's email address. But I only need this one. And then now we can add in some general email boxes if we want to, instead of the sales that I chose, like admin, contact, support, and info. Those are pretty good examples, actually. I probably should have mentioned about the contact and the admin, but those are the ones that I thought of. And if you're happy again with the one that you've chosen, you're done. Now, what about if you need a simple website, just good enough so that when someone sees your address, either on the van, on the shop, on any of your marketing material, they can go straight to your site, understand exactly what it is about your business, and then hopefully make an inquiry which results in a sale. So as our domain comes with a little AI powered site builder, I'm going to have a go with it. And you can see it really does produce a lovely looking website. And now we'll just pick a plan. You can see yearly you're saving 20%, and then you can just have a look through what's included with each plan. The best one to go for would definitely be the max plan, which is for 1 year just £5.83 a month. I mean, that is insanely cheap for your email and a website all set up, and the website even has a calendar system on it and everything. So that's with 1 year, but as we just increase the number of years, and in all all honesty, I probably would go for a 4-year, because then you don't have to worry about your site going down or you forget to pay the bill or something like that. Your site is just done and live now for 4 straight years. Well, in the UK money, that is just £3.65. So very, very cheap, probably about $5.50 or something per month. So very, very good. And so I'll just get one of these purchased. I'll get the max purchase right now, and then I'll see you on the other side to show you what we do with our website builder. So once you've signed up, you come to this basic page here, which you just fill out a few details. So it's asking me what industry I'm in. I'm going to put in web design, and then how many employees, what is your employee count? I'm going to put in 1. What's your role? I'll put the founder. And then what made you sign up? We'll just put 0 setup email. And then how did you first hear about us? Just put that in there. And then do you want to import your old emails or contacts? Now this is really useful if you're using some other email software at the moment. You can import everybody you normally speak to into Neo. But for me, I don't need to import anything, so I'll click no. And then what do you use at the moment to get your email? Is it Outlook? Most people use Outlook, or Gmail, generally speaking. There we go. So that's it. Now let's go to our webmail, and then there's our email address. If we want to have our email password sent to us because we've forgotten or anything like that, put in another email address, not the one that you're actually signing into. So I'll do that, and here we are. So we can set our display name first of all. I'll just put in Jason there. We're now in our nice, simple, easy to use email client, and you'll have no problem doing anything with this that you would in your normal one. In fact, you'll probably find it just a little bit easier as well. So your email is ready. Send it now to experience email tracking. So if we just send an email like this, and then there's our test email that's just come through right now. And you can see it's got the recipients there as well. This is the email or address of where we sent it, and it shows that it's been opened. And that's really good if you're sending out quotes and things to people and you want to know whether they've actually had a look or not. Because sometimes what happens is you'll follow up email and say, oh, did you get the email about the quote? And they'll say, oh no, I didn't see that come through. And you know that they did because you can spot the red receipt right here. Now, just down the bottom left there, you see it says finish your setup. If we just click that, you can see where you're at in the process. So you created your account. We've played around with the Neo email system. The next thing to do now is to publish your Neo site. And as I said, this is actually very, very easy to use because we're going to use AI to design your whole site for you. And so even if you're not a web developer, you can make a really professional looking website for your business. So I've entered in a description of my business just in this little box, and that's what you need to do. And if you want an idea of what it is you should be saying about your business, just click see examples and then just have a little look at those examples just there, and then we press the magic button, build site with AI. And there we are, there's our site ready to go so that we can start editing it and make it our own. And what it's done is it's just given us a really good layout. Look, we've got about us, services, testimonials, gallery, book a service or whatever thing that you do, and then our contact us. And it's all just on this one simple page right here. And so to get editing the site, you just click this top right hand button just here. And there we go. We can just rearrange everything. We can again start doing new layouts with AI if we're not happy, and then when we're ready we just click publish and the site is live. But let's take a look at this here. So at the moment you can see we've got our header, which is just this part here. Then we've got our introduction, which will be just there, and if we want to we can drag and drop these. So look at that, we've just moved that around. Well, that is, you know, literally idiot proof web design right here. So there's loads of these sections on the left, and then we can always add a new one anytime we want, and we can choose what we would like. So there's your services like that, your gallery, your about business. So any of these are available for you to just pick and use anytime you want, and you don't have to worry about doing any coding or anything really complicated like that. If you want to change the color scheme, you can do that here. We've got loads of different ones preset for you, which is really, again, very, very simple to know which colors go with which. And then just here you can actually select a whole new template if you want. Go and look at all of these different templates you got here, like professional services. This one here I actually quite like. So now it's switched it over and it's just made it look like that, which is a little bit different and actually a little bit more suited for me. As is very important these days, your site must look really, really good on a mobile phone. Most people access your site, and especially if you've got it on a shop front or via a QR code or on the back of a van, you want it so that the phone can very easily launch your site and you can see a really good representation of your brand again on a mobile. So yep, you can just switch these over from desktop to mobile anytime you want just to get it looking good. So that is it, and when you're ready, press the magic button of publish and then that will go live, and anytime you're editing you can just click preview to have a good look at it on a full screen like this. So what do you think of Neo? I think it is a really great way for people who are not that technical to quickly get a business email address that's professional. We know that it makes your business more successful by having a professional email address instead of a generic Outlook or Gmail, Yahoo and all of that. And if you want a website to go with your domain name as well, then again, super simple to be able to go and put one online using Neo. So that is it for this video. If you like Neo, then there is a link underneath this video for you to get an exclusive discount, and I will see you in another AI related video very soon.